Hey guys, I'm Ben, and Tommy's not here. But I am talking board games. That's beside the point. Today we are looking at, and by we I mean, me and you. Rajas of the Ganges. This is an Essen release that I recently was able to acquire. It's one I've had my eye on for a while. The mechanics in it sounded good. All the reviews I'd seen seemed promising. But alas, we will get to that. Let me go ahead and tell you how the game is played. The game is a worker placement game at heart. You have your workers, you're assigning them to locations on the board as a Raja in India, acquiring fame and money and spreading across the land. I don't know. The theme's fairly pasted on, but it's beautiful. Don't get me wrong. The board is fantastic. The pieces are high quality, great artwork. Just, a real treat to look at. But anyways, you have your workers, you're placing them out, collecting primarily as your resource dice. And the dice that you collect, you'll be rolling, and then there's 4 different colors, but they're able to do different things. Different colored dice will allow you to buy different tiles to add to your player board. Different pips will allow you to activate different people within the palace, or move a certain number of spaces along the river. But those are your resources, and so you're managing those, collecting more, expending them, all in an effort to do primarily one of 2 things, with one main goal in mind, and that is you win the game by having both your money track and your fame track cross at some point. And that's kind of a cool thing because it's a giant race. It's like, who cares how poorly you do at the beginning, so long as at the end you are the one who's able to move those true tracks up the fastest and get them to intersect. That'll make you the winner. And if you, by chance, tie with someone in the last round, whoever crosses them the furthest is going to win. It's a really unique concept that I was really excited to try. And I did try it. And I enjoyed the game. It was good. I enjoyed it. Everyone else I played it with was, had good things to say, no complaints. But then I got to thinking about it. So, there's 2 primary concerns that I have with Rajas of the Ganges. First is the board doesn't feel like it is tight enough. There are a lot of spaces, and I never really felt rushed to get anywhere on the board. And if someone went to a space that maybe I was looking at, it didn't really change what my overall plan was. I was able to do something fairly efficient anywhere else on the board. And I don't really like that in a worker placement game. I like decisions to be very tight and hard, and that tension is I'm hoping someone doesn't go to where I want to go and having to resort to a plan B. And I never felt that in this, and I feel the board doesn't really scale well with the player counts. It feels fairly open at all player counts, which maybe I could get over and accept, but my second issue kind of makes that hard to do, and that is the way in which the game ends, the end game condition. So when I played, I went for a money strategy. I was getting all these markets, different markets, so I could activate the different ones and get income, and I got a whole bunch of the same one that were really high valued, so I could activate all of the same type of market and get a whole bunch of income, and it was working really well. So well that no one else bothered to do it, really, and there were enough spaces there that I never had a hard time doing so. Almost every round I was able to activate as many markets as I'd like and get as much money as I could every round. On the other hand, the opponent I was playing against, one of them, was going for fame, and so he was getting his buildings out, and he was slowly creeping that up, and he started upgrading his buildings, and so when he placed them out, he got more and more fame with each one. And he was moving up that fairly quickly. And because of how I was doing my money strategy and him doing his fame, we never really bumped into each other on the board, despite having another player on there who was doing a little bit of both. So in the end, it just kind of became a random draw as to who got to that endgame condition first, and I won by, I think, a round, and that was it. But I didn't know that. He didn't know that was going to happen. It was just him placing buildings and me activating markets and hoping for the best. There are too many spaces on the tracks to count, and it was just, at that point, luck of the draw, I feel. And because the board is not very tight, I feel that that's going to be something that occurs in future plays a lot. I feel there's no reason to ever try and do anything but focus on one strategy. because if you're trying to do both fame and income, you're not going to be very good at either, and you'll move both tracks very slowly. When if you focus on just one, you can move that one track very quickly, and the other one will also kind of, creep along as you go. And with the board being not that tight, there's nothing to stop you from doing that. And so I don't really see where the tension would come from. So alas, despite all of its nice qualities, great components, great art, smooth gameplay, fairly accessible, fun mechanics, all kind of meshed together, this one is not going to be sticking around in my collection. That is why Tommy is not joining us, because he has not played the game A, and B, he will not get a chance because I will soon be trading the game away. But in good news, I'll be getting a new game that I'm eager to review, and hopefully that can come out here shortly as well. But anyways, if you like the sound of Rogers of the Ganges, don't let this deter you. Maybe watch a couple more review videos. Try it out if you can find a place that's got it. Maybe a game store where you can rent it, or a cafe where it's available. Because maybe it's something you really enjoy. But for me and the way that I want to approach a game like this, it just doesn't quite cut it. But hey, we're all different. So yeah, that's Rogers of the Ganges. Thank you for watching. All the same stuff Tommy says every video. Subscribe, like, comment. You know the drill. Anyways, have fun gaming, and we look forward to seeing you around. Bye.